Steve Sarkisian joining me here right now. Your colleague across town, Jim Mora, came on this show a couple months ago, Coach, and said that if he was Tampa, he would write down Marcus Mariota's name on the card and hand it in right then and there. That was back in late December. What do you think about Mariota's NFL readiness heading into this draft, having seen him up close and personal?
You know, I didn't see Marcus this year. We didn't see him this year. I obviously saw him early in his career.
Mm-hmm.
I think what is unique, and I think what's funny to me, and you know, Rich, I'm gonna go on a tangent here.
Go for it.
Hold on, so just get ready for me here. Okay?
My belt is buckled.
Okay. I watch the New England Patriots. I watch the Green Bay Packers. I watch the Seattle Seahawks, and I see these guys in the shotgun 75% of the time. I see their quarterbacks back there in the gun, change of protections, doing their thing, shotgun running game, all the stuff they do. And then I turn on the NFL Combine, which I love, and I love to watch you run your 40 in your suit, believe me, and you get slower every year. It's just great, and it's awesome. But they put these kids under center for 3 hours straight. And is that why we're drafting them? You know, and we're complaining about, are we developing college quarterbacks? Are we developing NFL quarterbacks to be prepared to play in the NFL? Well, developing for what? The best teams in the league are in shotgun 75% of the time, but yet we send them to the Combine and we put them under center and make them drop from under center the entire time. And then they go to their pro day and they feel like they have something to prove, and Marcus Mariota's in the huddle and he's breaking the huddle, and there's guys, it's slow, the tempo's slow, and I'm like, this isn't who he is. If you're going to draft Marcus Mariota, you're going to draft a guy who's going to be in the gun, who's going to utilize his legs, who can throw the ball really accurately, who's a great competitor, who's a really good winner, and he's a pain in the butt to defend. Mm-hmm. But that's what you got to want to do with him. I don't want to turn on the first preseason game, whoever drafts Marcus Mariota, and he's under center in a two tight end formation and drop him back to pass. That's not who he is. No offense to Marcus, and I'm not knocking him here anyway. Mm-hmm. But it kind of happened with Johnny Manziel last year. The first time he went in with the Cleveland Browns, he got under center. The guy didn't get under center a snap at Texas A&M. So what are we drafting? What are you looking for? You know, what are we trying to get accomplished? And I think that's the part that is the most important. And Jim had a great quarterback in Brett Hundley. We've had a bunch of great guys here in our conference. It's more of a matter of drafting what you want to be and not trying to force this kid into being something that maybe he wasn't developed to be. And the league, in my opinion, is going to change at some point because these kids are developing differently than they were 15, 20 years ago. They're developing in the gun. They are gun-oriented kids that have been doing it since the 7th, 8th grade, that we are recruiting that way. Ultimately, we take them on that way. We get them 20 hours a week, which is not much when you start adding up film room and all that. So I think the NFL is going to have to make that transition to say, okay, the best teams in the league are doing it this way. They're playing to the strengths of the guys that they have. So when we draft these guys, let's start playing to their strengths.
It sounds like you've unburdened yourself, Coach. Do you feel better?
I feel better.
Okay, good.
I have to admit, I feel better.
Good, terrific.
It just bothered me. It bothered me. I sat here and we didn't have a kid there, and I watched all these guys get under center, and I love Mike Mayock, and I love all these guys. Good. I mean, believe me, you guys do a fantastic job.
Thanks, Coach.
Covering the combine and covering the draft. And we're critiquing these guys' drops from under center.
I hear you.
But how much are we really doing it? You know, how much are they really doing it? How many times did Tom Brady put his hands under, I don't even know who the center is at New England, and drop back to pass?
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.